All right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining me today. And my name is Mónica, and as you can see, we're going to talk about Halloween. So we're going to talk a bit about the history, and then at the end, we're going to play a little game to see what you know about Halloween. So let's begin. So as you probably know, Halloween is celebrated on October 31st. And on the left, we have some typical things or people associate with Halloween, like the pumpkins or carved pumpkins, also the candy for trick-or-treating, and some other names for Halloween, as you can see here at the bottom, are All Halloween, All Hallows Eve, or All Saints Eve. So Eve means the day before. So it would be the day before Hallows Day or Saints Day, All Saints Day. And now, so let's talk a little bit about the origins of Halloween. So this originated from the Celtic festival. So I looked up the pronunciation of this word, of this celebration, this festival, and it's not pronounced like as you would assume just from looking at it. It's not Samhain, but something like Samhain or something like that. But we can check it out later, what the correct pronunciation is. So this festival was celebrated on November 1st because people believed that on this day, the souls of the dead would revisit their homes and they would come back to Earth. And also those who died in that year, would exit Earth and go to the other world, I guess, to the spiritual world. But then something about this old ancient festival is that people would light up some bonfires to frighten away the spirits, and they would use this fire to light their fireplaces as well. And another interesting thing is that people would use like masks or some kind of costume or disguise to avoid being recognized by the spirits or other ghosts. So that's why people nowadays on Halloween use some kind of costume. It origins from this. Let me go to the next. So this tradition or this holiday, Halloween, is celebrated in the US, as you probably know. And this kind of was brought by the Irish and the British to the US in the 19th century. And it's one of the most popular or one of the biggest holidays in the US. And this is especially exciting for children because of all the candy and all the fun activities. Now here we have to the right something called soul cakes. And these were the food that was exchanged during the trick or treat. So it wasn't all about candy before. So when the English and Irish immigrants went to the US, they would go door to door and asking for food or for money. And in exchange for that, they would receive these soul cakes instead of candy. And these are made with all these little cookies or kind of little cakes with a cross. And they have raisins on top. And then here to the left, we have a photo of a representation of the Celtic festival and there's the fire, and also as you can see that there's a man wearing some kind of mask, and this was probably like, oh, this is just a representation, but this happened, this festival would take place 2,000 years ago approximately. So they would use animal heads or their skin to make some kind of mask or disguise, just scare away the ghosts. 1 second. Okay, and then here we have some pumpkins. So these are called jack-o'-lanterns, and there's a story about how these got their name, jack-o'-lantern. So there was once a man called Jack, and he went to have some drinks with the devil, but Jack didn't, at the end, he didn't want to pay for the drinks. So he asked the devil to turn himself into a coin so that they could pay. And when the devil turned himself into a coin, Jack carved a cross on the coin, and then the devil was stuck as a coin. He couldn't turn into the devil again. So Jack said that he would let him go if he would stop bothering him for a whole year. So then the devil agreed, and a year later, the devil came back to see Jack, and Jack again tricked him into going up to a tree to get some kind of fruit from it on the very top. And when the devil was on the top of the tree, he Jack carved cross on the tree. So then the devil was stuck again on the tree, and he couldn't come down. So then Jack said to him, well, I will let you down if you promise to not bother me for another 10 years. And also you will not come get my soul when I die. So then the devil said like, okay, sure. But then when Jack died, he was not allowed into heaven. And also he wasn't let into hell because the devil was mad at him. So since he couldn't go to heaven nor to hell, he was just stuck on earth. And the only thing that was given to him was a piece of burning coal from the devil. So at night, people would see Jack holding a turnip. A turnip is some kind of root, kind of like a, not really like a potato, but something like that. And he put the piece of burning coal into the turnip, something like these pumpkins that you see on the screen. And so yeah, people would see the lantern that Jack did. So that's why these are called jack-o'-lanterns. So that's the origin of that little story. And yeah, people would carve some scary faces on the pumpkins and put them on the windows or the doors to frighten away Jack or any other ghosts or spirits. Also, in the past, people used potatoes or beetroot, but then they discovered that pumpkins were easier to carve than all of these. Yeah, I think this is the last thing I have here. Yeah, that's the end. So if you're watching us somewhere on YouTube, then you can join on Zoom so we can continue chatting about Halloween, and we're going to play a game